theme for this year was?
Not just bats.
Keep iPads weird. Yeah, I heard somebody.
Keep it weird.
And what was our props?
We did have 2 props. What were the 2 props this year?
2 props.
Yes. Look at him raising his hand. Bats. Yes. You could also shout out. What was the other one? Tie-dye shirts. Okay, or tie-dye object, right, of any site. So we saw a lot of those today.
Yeah.
This was actually last year's event, which was our first one. And that year, what was our theme? Oh, it was up, wasn't it?
It was up, and you had to have a balloon.
And I feel really bad for these 2 guys right here because they look like they're in pain right there. I don't know what's happening there. But it was our first event and it was great. And then what we did last year was different, was we did it based on grade levels. So we had elementary teams facing each other in all categories. We had middle school teams and we had high school teams. And this year we kind of changed it up. We made it a little more vertical. So our themes this year, what are our main categories?
We have animation, documentary, and narrative. And yes, high school is competing against elementary.
So,
but we want you to keep in mind, I'm an advocate here for the elementary kids.
Oh. Now yes, okay, there's our elementary. Okay, let's do that. Elementary folks, let me hear you cheer. The high school folks are just like stoic, that we're not saying a word. Okay, middle school. There's a couple of you. That's good. High school. Right. So we got a good mix here. I think elementary is going to be interesting. This is actually last year's event. And like last year, what we're going to do this year is after we show the films in sections, so we'll start out with documentaries, but we'll do the 5 documentary films, and then we'll have all the 5 documentary filmmakers, all of you, come up. And one of you will be a speaker for each group, and you'll sit in one of these fine chairs here while we ask questions and the audience asks questions. And you'll see in the background there we have some votes. We'll also be tallying votes. So as you're coming up, if you have a device, you can cast a vote. It's 1 vote per device. So some of you already started thinking, well, I can pull this extra device. And that's okay. You can pull out an extra device if you want to have a second vote, but it'll be 1 vote per device, essentially, and we'll do the tally and we'll show the results after the Q&A. So we'll go over that when we get to that point. Sounds good?
Yeah. And so I want to advocate for the elementary because, like, they're going up against high school, but you got to really take into consideration that some of these, all these films, we all judged them, and they went through a process to get here. So just keep that into consideration that, they're up here competing against high school, and some of these kids are doing amazing things with their filmmaking, and they're just in elementary school. So like for a teacher like me who's in high school, teaching high school, I'm just like excited because I can't wait for those kids to get up to me.
That will be exciting. I think, and the other thing I'll point out is that the fact that you made it here is pretty impressive. I'll tell you that last year we had 20, I want to say it was maybe 29 films. And they were entered, not a lot. And so the first go round, we didn't have a lot. So 15 out of, you're talking 1 out of every 2 pretty much made it. We had 81 films this year that were entered. So you were the top 16, because we had 1 tiebreaker. So you had the top 16 out of 81 films across the entire country that are sitting here tonight. You will all win something tonight, I promise. So even if you don't win to the moving on to the next round, which is tomorrow, you will still get an iTunes gift card tonight. You'll also get an iPadpalooza t-shirt. So everybody that's here tonight in attendance on the film team will actually each win one of those items. And then tomorrow, as you can see up here, this is us. Actually tomorrow on the main stage of iPadpalooza, the 3 finalists, the one from each of the 3 categories, will show up at iPadpalooza tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Families, friends, you guys are invited to come on out, and we'll do the same thing that we're going to do tonight, only it's a larger crowd, I'll warn you. It's about 600 people there watching your films tomorrow. So the top 3, 1 in each category, will be in front of about 600 people by the close of tomorrow. And they'll all be voting on your film. And the winner, each team member gets what? iPad mini for each team member, HD, yes, the iPad mini Air. Awesome. So, let's see what we got coming up next. All of this, of course, could not be possible without a really amazing, wonderful sponsor. So I'd like to invite Mike from eBackpack up to this. Where are you at, Mike? There he is. This is Mike. Everybody say, howdy, Mike. And without
Texas welcome.
Yeah, howdy. And without Mike's support and sponsorship, this could not have been possible. He's funding the food, he's funding the drinks, the non-alcoholic drinks, he's funding the room that we're in right now. So without eBackpack support, this film festival would not have been possible, and the door prizes. So thank you so much, Mike. Do you have a couple words?
Thank you, everybody. I really just wanted to say thank you for everybody who's kind of entered the contest and participated. I think we're about to see some pretty amazing stuff here tonight. And I think what's most exciting about this is like eBackpack was designed to try to unlock creativity in the classroom. And I think what we're seeing today is students of all ages being creative in ways that we can't even imagine, or I certainly can't imagine. So thanks everybody for really giving it your all, and we're excited to see what we see. And let's go ahead and vote and have fun tonight.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, eBackpack. All right. So without further ado, before we get into this, we'll go ahead and clarify again the rules. So Umberto, what were the things, so we'll start with the documentary category. What were the things that the films had to have in them? What were the limits in time and all of that?
For documentary, wasn't it 2 to 4 minutes? 2 to 4 minutes. You had opening titles and closing credits. And you had to have, it had to be something around the theme of keeping iPads weird.
Or just weird.
Or just weird. We got that, I think.
We got a lot of weird, especially from this high school over here from Warren, Ohio. A lot of weird entries that didn't come here tonight, but that's okay.
You know, of course, you wanted to tell a story.
Yep.
That's what we looked at. And you had to have either tie-dyed object in it and some kind of bat. No live bats, though. I hope no bats were harmed in the process.
I saw some bats harmed, but they were not live. Again, from this group over here from Ohio.
That's all we got.
Okay, so we're about to watch. We're going to watch all 5 films. You can applaud after every film, and then I'll click to the next film. We'll watch that one. At the very end, I'll put up a big screen that's going to show you a website that you'll need to go to, a really short URL that you'll need to go to do the voting. And we'll have all the films up here. And while we're doing that, we'll invite all the filmmakers down. So without further ado, I give you the documentary films. Let's cut the lights.